What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. Let me just play with my microphone setting. I think that's a better volume. Let me know if I'm too quiet or if I'm too loud. I mean, sometimes I can't. I can't do, I have a very loud voice, so I can't fix the whole thing. Okay, guys, just work with me on that one. Hope you guys are having a great one. It is Tuesday. Holy cow. I never go live. Usually I don't go live on Tuesdays. I think I did it either last week or the week before. So maybe it's becoming more of a regular thing. I don't know, guys, but it is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026, just after 7 p.m. out here in the desert, just after 10 p.m. if you're out there on the East Coast, the lovely East Coast of the United States. And yeah, guys, we are here for a bit of a horror hangout. And really, we can talk about a couple of the big news stories. I think that would be fun. Talk a little Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake. Talk a little, is Curry Barker really lining up for another franchise? Is he trying to line himself up for another franchise? We'll talk about that. And because we do have good Friday the 13th news, of course, the Jason universe people had to step in and say, hey, can we shit in everyone's beer here? Can we just piss in the pot? Can we just ruin everything by more shenanigans? So we'll see if that actually ruins things or if it's just funny stuff to make fun of. Try to be positive, even though I think the Jason universe is a total joke. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. All that fun stuff. We have just passed 3,000 subscribers, which is really awesome. Thank you so very much. If you're new here and you're digging it, please feel free to share the channel, not just for the content and the discussion and the engagement and everything that we have here on the live streams, but there's plenty of pre-recorded content. And if you do come to the live streams, these folks here in the chat, they're, gosh, half of the reason to stay, right? So thank you all so very much for being part of this community, for our, our little corner of the community. It's a big, awesome horror community, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So I'm going to jump in, say what's up to everybody. It's going to be a pretty chill hang, guys. So we'll talk about the news and all that stuff. And, I'm still doing my, watching 365 movies this year that I've never seen before. Quest, I'm still on that quest. We can talk a little bit about that. I just watched Mortal Kombat 2 at the theater last night with Joe from Media Poop Shoot. We can talk about that. Yeah, whatever. So if you guys have any questions, this is a good stream to get in a question. Put my name in caps, put the word question in caps, something just so I know that you're talking to me or asking me. And then I guess all that I have to say other than that is I do have a super chat goal. If you guys want to hang out for a second hour, 5 super chats of $5 or more, not required at all. We're still going to have a lot of fun. And guys, one of the reasons why I'm live today is because tomorrow I am going to see Obsession. So at my normal late night with the Davey time, I'll be watching Obsession in the AMC. So that starts at 7 p.m. my time, which is usually when I start the show. So you guys are going to get a live for me here, and then you're going to get a live for me on Thursday. That's right. I'm giving you guys a little midweek double dose of Davey Deathray. That's a lot of D's. And that's what she said as well. So here we go. I'm going to say what's up to you guys, and then we're going to get in on everything. Holy cow, 24 people watching. You all are amazing. Thank you so very much. You know what, guys? We're going to give you a high-energy fun show here. That's what we do here. The energy from the audience is high. I try to bring a high energy as well. And yeah, you come to YouTube, you come to talk horror, you come to hang out. Let's give you a little bit of zip, let's have some fun here tonight. None of this I guess blah, blah. Nope, none of that. We're gonna have some fun. All right, we got Prince hanging out in the chat. What's happening, Prince? He's practicing his Japanese. I don't even want to try to say that because I have no idea how to speak any Japanese other than a couple video game names. That's really it, or a couple people's names, but I don't know how to say that. So I don't. Does that mean good evening, Prince? Either way, good evening. Hope you're having a good one, man. We got Paula Fitzhenry, one of our great channel members, hanging out. What's happening, Paula? We got King Matthew the Third, not going to be able to join the stream. Currently having a movie night. All right. Well, The Matrix is fun, man. I hope you enjoy it. Did you win? Did you win what, Ryan? one of our brand new channel members right there. I swear I can talk. Ryan West hanging out. Hope you're doing well. I guess, you know, maybe you did win because we're all hanging out here. That's kind of a win, right? I think so. We got Tia Nina, another one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Tia? Of course, there's Joe from Media Poop Shoot, another channel member. And guys, Joe has a really fun channel. You should check it out. Joe and I hang out in real life. We go to movies and gosh, Joe, did I pop your Whataburger cherry? I might have popped Joe's at least with the green chili double cheeseburger. So maybe that wasn't your first Whataburger experience, but oh my God, that double cheese with the green chilies. Holy cow. I'm playing with my microphone. Yeah, you guys, my microphone's so heavy. It's big and black and it's heavy and it looks so good in your hands. It's a microphone. Come on, Tia. We got Carrie Crave Cinema, another one of our great channel members. What's happening, Carrie? Hope you are doing well. We got our guy G in the house. What's happening, G? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well, sir. Always a pleasure to see you. How are your Habs doing? I think they're up 2-1 in the series the last I saw. But are they playing tonight? Did I miss something? Admittedly, I hate to say this, Sean. I'm, you know, maybe this makes me a fair weather hockey fan. But once the playoffs come along, I pay attention when I can. But if the Caps aren't in it, I don't pay attention as closely. I will say that. We got Jeff down is up hanging out. What's happening, Jeff? Hope you are having a good one, man. You love that I go live so frequently. Man, I would love to go live like, well, 5 days a week at least, maybe sometimes a sixth day too. Like, I mean, that's the dream, right? Is to be able to do this for a living and you know, actually like put together, not programming, but have enough. You know, we try to do a bunch of little different shows, you know, show ideas like the tier maker rankings where you guys get to rank or you guys get to vote are really fun. Horror courtrooms really fun. We do the versus battles with Mark from Tales from the Shelf, all that kind of fun stuff. So it would be cool to just line up a bunch of stuff to where it's like, yeah, maybe a couple of them or a few of them repeat every week, but then you've got some like rotating stuff. I mean, that would be the dream. I try to keep it as fresh as possible. And I think we do a good job here. Like, I think when I say we, it's not like the royal we for me. I just mean like you guys suggest things. You guys let me know what you like. So when we do a tier maker ranking and you guys get to vote on it, like I'm pretty confident we're going to have fun no matter what. So I don't really think, oh, they're over this because it seems like you guys dig it. So like you guys are awesome. I think we got a good working relationship going. I am pretty excited too, man. I'm pretty excited. Put my name in caps. Is that for you? Is that a line from a song, Tia, or are you just telling me that? I will. How about this? Here you go. And I know I don't think that's your real name, but it's your screen name. So there you go. You got Tia all in caps there. I literally did it. There you go. We got Papa John Loves Trash. What's happening, Papa John? Another one of our great channel members. Hope you are doing well. We got Shannon hanging out. What's happening, Shannon? I think, is this Shannon from Talking Star Wars? Shannon just on a different account? I think so. Welcome on in. If so, if it's the same Shannon, technically also a channel member, just not on that account. So that's why you don't see the green next to the name. Tickets for Obsession for Friday. Oh my goodness. Yeah. As soon as I saw they were doing an early screening, I was like, I gotta go. It's, you know, it's just one day, or it really is just the night before. It's not even an early screening. It's just like, it's going to be in the Dolby Cinema. I'm taking a lady. I know you're probably like, what the fuck, Davey? Haven't you had enough of these people that just end up wanting to hurt you? No, I'm just joking. I love the ladies, guys. Love the ladies. In a respectful manner, and then sometimes in whatever manner they want. So anyways, no, taking a lady to Obsession. I'm very excited. I think it'll be a really interesting movie to watch. On a first date, yeah, for sure. So we'll see. Should be good. Should be great. She's a lovely lady. So lovely in every sense of the word. So anyways, yes, I'm seeing Obsession tomorrow, and you won't get a review immediately after, but once I make my way home, I will do a little something for you guys for sure. Because I'm really looking forward to it. I'll probably shoot a short review that's spoiler free. If I have a lot to say, I might do one of those long form pre-recorded videos that I've been doing lately where I talk about everything. So there should be a short, if you haven't seen the movie, that has no spoilers. And then there should be something for once you see the movie, you could come back and be like, all right, like, let's get nerdy about it. We got Rick B. Jaman. giving the $5 super chat. What's happening, Rick? Hope you're doing well. What did I think of MK2? Oh my gosh, I loved Mortal Kombat 2. Holy shit. That was so much fun. Oh my God. I can't and it's just Mortal Kombat, right? It's a really simple story. You know, hey, if you lose this many tournaments in a row, then Earthrealm's going to be taken over by Shao Kahn and all of his terrible, terrible people, and they're just going to turn it into a hellish wasteland. So it's a very simple story. Really, this one was driven by the characters, the rhythm in when the fights happened and when the, exposition was happening. It was a very even, really nice rhythm between those two story elements, because you have to have both of them. And you really can't miss out on the fighting, but you also, you need something to break it up. And I felt like they did a really good job. That's also, the editing was really good in Mortal Kombat 2. Particularly at the end of the film, when there's, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you're reaching the finale, right? And you've got, different characters in different parts kind of doing their own thing, like working together towards one main goal, but they're each having separate fights essentially. And the way that they edited back and forth was masterful. I had a really fun time with MK2. I would recommend seeing it in the theater. Absolutely. I gave it 4 stars, guys. And it's compared to Citizen Kane, it's not a 4-star movie, but for that kind of movie and what you're looking for and what you're going to get, oh my God, I would absolutely watch that again. I probably won't go back to the theater just because there's a whole bunch out there that I want to see, and I could spend 2 hours with you guys. It would be a lot more fun. But I can totally see myself wanting to see it when it comes out on whatever platform, or, watching it again. So a lot of fun. Kano's hilarious. Johnny Cage is hilarious. Surprise of the movie, maybe, I think Baraka is the biggest surprise for me, where I was like, oh, damn. So just, nothing more on that, but keep an eye out for that if you watch the movie. What's happening? Jason Carpenter, one of our great channel members, says, in the middle of an intense playoff game, Spurs versus T-Wolves, tied 2-2 in a tough Game 5. Would you say it's a pivotal Game 5, Jason? I think that's a fantastic term in the playoffs. The pivotal Game 5, especially if the team that wins ends up getting to go home for the next game, then it's very consequential, right? So best of luck to your team, brother. Have to go see Obsession by myself tomorrow. I'm sorry, Joe. Yes, I'm cheating on Joe. I told him, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm cheating on you. This girl, sorry, but she's a girl. You totally understand, don't you? And he was like, I guess so. Oh, please don't talk about it on your live. No, I'm just joking. Oh my gosh. Let me catch up with everything here. We got Ryan Michael, one of my good buddies. How are you doing, Ryan? So good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, man, thinking about you, saying prayers for you and all that stuff, that you get that promotion. Just putting all the positive vibes out there for you, man. Just wanted to let you know, still thinking about you. We got Iris in Texas. What's happening, Iris? Another one of our great channel members. Welcome on in. We got Brett Patrick. How are you doing, Brett? So good to see you, man. Love you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope 2020, or this section of 2026, has been treating you well. I popped in really quick before I was when I was getting ready for this stream here, just to hop in and click the like button for you guys and everything. Is that a Michael Myers hat you were wearing with the graphics, the whole badge up there? Love that shit, man. Love that. Lost tonight. Okay, 2-2. Hey, you know what? It's okay. It's not as good as 3-1, but plenty of fight left. Popped the green chili burger cherry. Yeah, Whataburger is the best. It really is, guys. If you have the chance to have Whataburger, it's the best fast food joint in the country as far as burgers go. What's happening? We got Smith's Grove Sanitarium. 172 days until Halloween. Holy shit! I love to see it. Love to see it. Hope you're doing well. We got Jigsaw dropping a $5 super chat for let's get it started in here. That's as good as you're going to get from me on that one. I love that line from Robert California in the American Office, where he's like, I am so sick of the Black Eyed Peas. It's rock music for people who don't like rock. It's rap for people who don't like rap. That's all he has to say about it. It's amazing. Okay, what else do we got going on here? Of course, there we go. This is how I know I'm so far behind in the chat. Taking a lady to a movie about a love obsession gone wrong, like your style. Well, I figure it's the only way to lock them in, right? You know, you just got to make them think, you know, we're living in this kind of movie world now, and you know, it's okay. You know, you don't have to be as crazy as she was in the movie, but you can still get a little crazy, a fun kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It is a bold choice, you know, but I don't know. I guess on my epitaph, maybe somebody will be like Davey Deathray, 1982 to whenever, 2027, and it'll be like full of bold choices, or just it was a bold choice, in quotes. Sounds like a perfect first date movie. There you go. Oh my God, gee, I am a gentleman, and I don't do that kind of stuff on a first date. Ryan Michael dropping another $5 for Mortal Kombat. Thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate you. At some point, we'll get to the news, guys. I'm doing my Obi-Wan wave. At some point, we'll get to the news. Yes. We got G dropping a $5 Canadian super chat. Doesn't even want to say anything. He probably just wants this back up on the screen. Thank you so much, G. Really do appreciate you, man. Guys, Sean is one of the best supporters. He's just amazing. Sean is awesome, man. So happy to have you here as part of the community. We got the fantastic Oracle jumping on in, says, who is ready for October 15th to get here? We haven't had anything for Friday the 13th since 2009. Well, whoa, fantastic. You're forgetting about the cinematic masterpiece that was the Jason Universe Sweet Revenge Angry Orchard commercial movie. That's a mouthful. And so am I. But yeah, don't forget about that. You know, that's technically official. I get it. The first, you know, this isn't even a movie, so you can't even say first movie since 2009. So technically, we did get the weird Sweet Revenge thing. I'm just giving you a hard time. We can't forget about that, because even though they scrubbed it from the internet, don't let them forget about the Sweet Revenge Angry Orchard commercial. Hope you're doing well. Fantastic. And yeah, I'm really pumped. We're going to get into that, guys. I just want to make sure, say hi to everybody and get through these super chats. Mambo number 5. Did we just hit our goal? Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. You guys hit the goal. We weren't even a half hour into the stream and you guys are crushing the goal. Do I need to raise the goal? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You guys are amazing. Thank you so very much for your support. Like, it really does mean the world. I'm trying to raise money for this trip to make it as fun as it can be. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that, because I've got a plan for one of these days that I'm in the New Jersey, New York area, and it's going to be pretty wild, I think. We got Bobby5632 in the house. What's happening, Bobby? Hope you're doing well. Seems to be a lot of Ryans in here. What if there's more than 2? Then we do have a lot of Ryans. We do, yeah. Never understood how 311 shouted out Black Eyed Peas. At least they immediately shouted out NoFX, like right after. You know what I mean, Christine? Right? That, because you're talking about Come Original. When they said NoFX, I was like, like I did a double take, like an old school cereal commercial, and I had to pull out the lyric sheet, and I'm like, they fucking name dropped NoFX. Like, I didn't, you know, I don't know if they liked NoFX before, so it was just kind of, and you know, NoFX is still, I mean, they always were underground, so I was like, damn, they're throwing some respect to my boys. Let's see here. What do we got? Please do not show our new mommy your channel. Oh my gosh. I love it. Jason Carpenter's been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much, Jason. I'm not laughing at your membership. I'm laughing at what Tia put up there. I have no response. Tia cracks me up so much. I have to put it back up there. Please do not show our new mommy your... It's a first date. Please don't put that kind of pressure. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. It's a bold strategy. God, let's see if it pays off for him. Yeah. I mean, yes. The lady I'm taking is she comes with a fandom in horror. So at least there's that. Right? Thursday at 2. Hell yeah. Have fun, man. I hope you dig it. We got Eli Cortez in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. Hope you're doing well, Eli. Thank you so much for joining us. They did. Yeah. Well, I think just because the contract ended up, it's just so silly, isn't it? They spent all that money on that, and then it's just poof, gone. Holy cow, 21 months of membership from Eli. That is amazing, dude. Thank you so very much. That's crazy. 21 months. I think that's the longest membership you can have. So I think, you know, there's probably just a few folks out there that have that 21-monther. That's crazy. Got to do something special for the people that have had it for 2 years, you know, this fall when that comes up. Thank you so much, Eli. I mean, for everything, man, like being a mod. Eli, guys, if you don't know, Eli has sent me like so many movies, like DVDs, Blu-rays, steelbooks. Sent me this, gosh, I don't have it. Nope, I don't have it right next to me anymore. The zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, the comics, like the whole big fat bound collection. Just an amazing supporter of the channel and in the community at large. Hell yeah, bud. Hell yeah. Yes, thank you, Eli. Make sure you slash that like button. You know, I have not seen the Michael Jackson movie. I don't know if I will. I really don't like music biopics for what, like, I just, not for whatever reason. I can get into it. I've gotten into it here. I just have this thing with music biopics. They really grind my gears. It's my problem. It's my problem, but it's a problem that I am willing to live with. Yeah. Friggin' yeah. But Black Eyed Peas, for shame, you know. Look at that. Everyone's sharing how long they've been a member. Joe's been a member for 5 months, just like Jason. Thank you so very much. Love it. Thank you, Joe. 311. I used to be in Nick's Discord. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest 311 fan, but their first like 4 records, I think Sound System's pretty good, but like Music, Grassroots, the Self-Titled, and Transistor, I really love those records. Like Music is so much fun. You know, Grassroots is more of like a reggae, like super reggae influenced. I mean, all their stuff has that, but Grassroots is very much reggae to me. So not as big on that one, but the Self-Titled and man, Transistor, it's what, 18 tracks, and it's probably the most consistent record they had up to that point, like quality wise for songwriting to me. Why do I think rock music is dead? As far as the lack of mainstream rock bands or bands in general, sometimes I think it's just a cyclical thing, like trends, you know, like fashion trends. And I think with music, it happens too. Every now and then a rock band will break through, or a few rock bands will break through. But I do think we live in the day and age where solo artists that just work with producers and, you know, use beats or just use, you know, studio musicians, and maybe they just like perform to a track and have dancers. Like that's just, it just seems like that's just like the thing that has taken over pop music completely. But yeah, I mean, you know, as far like the kind of music that I really like punk rock and, you know, metal and stuff like that, it's like you can always find that in a club. But yeah, mainstream wise, it does seem like it's been a pretty dry period with a couple little bright flashes, you know, but nothing steady the way it was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? Okay, guys, I think I've said hello to everybody. Do you guys want to get into some news here before, I mean, we can talk about 311 more. Yeah, Beautiful Disaster. It's great. I mean, they just, dude, that music record, if you've not listened to music in a while, go listen to that, because that is like really fun. They've got like punk kind of songs on there. They've got really funky songs. They do have some, you know, reggae influences there as well. So I think that's the one that's probably their most eclectic record as far as like variation of genre. Okay, let's see here. If I ever get a chance to go to one of those that's in your state, do them behind. Oh, you guys talking? Sorry, I must have missed something about a convention or something. What's happening, Jacoby? Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. I never have listened to Portishead. Like, I know who they are. I might have heard a track or two, but I've never like sat down and listened to a record. Do You Right is a great song. Didn't mean to derail you. No, you're totally, dude. Christine, Christine, you know how my streams are. I think you've been here enough to know that derailing the chat is par for the course, especially on a stream like this where it's like, yeah, I'm going to cover horror news, but it's not like, you know, this isn't like hard-edged kind of news that we're going to get into. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some stuff from Bloody Disgusting here. We might as well. So let me share my screen. I did not do the proper preparation, guys. So, don't hate me. Like MXPX says, don't hate me forever. I'm better late than never. Okay, so here we go. We are going to get a little banner up here. Crystal Lake and Jason Universe news. How about it? Let's just talk about this all at once. There's some good and there's some what the hell? There we go. Okay. Oh man. And here I thought, nope. Okay, it's that one. And then I want to take that. Sorry guys, I'm making the adjustment. Allow me to make the adjustment. Okay, there we go. Is everything good? Okay, guys. All right. Are you guys ready? Davey derail Deathray. Yep. Oh yeah. Big Daddy Deathray, as they call me. No one calls me that. 32 people watching. Holy cow, you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. We are going to get into some Crystal Lake. Well, we're going to get into, Crystal Lake news, and then we're going to be taking a look at some stuff from the Jason universe, which it just bizarre all the time. Just everything that we see from them. So at least in my opinion. So maybe I'm wrong, but let's take a look at this here, guys. The announcement of the release date for the Crystal Lake TV show from A24 and Peacock. This one comes to us by way of John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting with a headline that reads, Crystal Lake will mark Jason's... I'm not even reading this correctly. Crystal Lake will mark Jason's return 17 years, 8 months after the last Friday the 13th movie. Holy cow. And this was published yesterday. There he is. There's our guy Jason from 2009's Friday the 13th. And the article says it was way, way, way back in 2009 when Jason Voorhees returned to the big screen in the Friday the 13th remake from director Marcus Nispel, which essentially rolled the first 3 original Friday the 13th movies into one and allowed the mass slasher to get back to the basics of what he does best, brutally killing horny young men and women out in the woods. We had no idea at that time, of course, that it would be the last time for another nearly 20 years that we'd see Jason Voorhees or Friday the 13th back up on the screen again. The franchise had been stuck in legal limbo for the past several years, with new installments in the Friday the 13th franchise unable to get off the ground while things were being worked out behind the scenes. Long story short, original Friday the 13th writer Victor Miller won the rights to that original movie's screenplay in a legal battle with director Sean Cunningham, splitting up the franchise rights and making a massive mess of the whole situation. Truth be told, it seems like nobody is 100% clear on who owns what and who can do what, but the two main players here are Victor Miller and Horror Inc.'s newly launched Jason Universe, the rights holders of the other Friday the 13th elements. With those two forces working together, A24 and Peacock's upcoming prequel series, Crystal Lake, was able to take shape. Long story short, I thought they already said that in the article once. That's hilarious if they say it twice. Really quick, though, I will interject. It is a good sign that they're working together on the TV show. I give the Jason universe a lot of shit, and I just want to be fair. We try to be fair here. I give them a lot of shit for the weird stuff they do on their own. But the fact that they're working together with Victor Miller and his group on this TV show, that's really cool because that means that they'll be able to use both versions of Jason. They probably agreed on certain things that they can use. They're not using the wording Friday the 13th, but maybe they can figure that out and be like Crystal Lake, a Friday the 13th series, or you never know. The fact they're working together, that's awesome. I'm happy to see that. I wish the Jason universe would do some other cool stuff as well. So let's go ahead and jump back into the article, and then we'll have a chat here. Long story short, as far as we can tell, Peacock's Crystal Lake can do whatever it wants with the Friday franchise, a dream for fans who have been waiting 17 years for Jason Voorhees to return to the screen. The movie rights are a bit of a different story from what we understand, but the series will finally allow Jason Voorhees to emerge from Crystal Lake later this year. And as we learned just this morning, on May the 11th, A24's Crystal Lake from showrunner Brad Caleb Kane will premiere Thursday, October 15th, 2026 on the Peacock streaming service. Now, you guys might already know this. Callum Vincent is playing the young version of Jason, and Linda Cardellini, of course, is starring as Pamela Voorhees. So those are our two biggest players here, I would imagine. But we also have somebody that's on the IMDb that's playing adult Jason as well. So expect that we can see both in this first season, guys. And I don't know how long little Callum Vincent is going to be in this show. He could just be in, I think he's listed for 4 episodes in the on the IMDb. So that's a good way to kind of gauge where we're going here with the franchise and everything. But yeah, there we go. October 15th. I'm going to jump back over and have a chat with you guys about this. I think it's interesting. Like, you know, we have a Friday the 13th in November. So they didn't want to go that route. And then I thought, well, what if they end it on Friday the 13th? But I'm like, well, wait, if they're starting on October 15th and it's like 8 or 10 episodes, like that's just not enough time unless you did like a couple episodes a week, right? So it is, again, you know, I just want to be fair. I'm super happy and pumped, you know, as far as the show goes and everything. It is a bit of a bummer they weren't able to like time it right to where we could get it on Friday the 13th or something like that. But whatever, that's a nitpick. I'm not going to have a freak out. I'm not going to freak out about it or anything. But yeah, let's, I'm going to jump back up to this picture of Jason because he just looks so cute right there. I mean, look at this guy. Like, what's going on with this guy? And then we're going to bring him back on over there. So there he is. Hey, Jason, you're up in the corner. What's happening, bud? So yeah, what do you guys think? Are you excited for this? Honestly, like when Brad posted on, I think it was last Friday, you know, he posted the picture of the back of Callum Vincent's head all, you know, made up as young Jason. And he said, you know, whatever, like News Monday, we're all doomed. And then he took the post down. And like, I thought that post, like the announcement about the announcement to me was a bigger announcement than, oh, great, we just get a release date. Like, it's cool to know that it's when it's coming out. I'm not complaining about it, but I really want to see a one sheet for this thing, guys. Why haven't we gotten a poster? Even just, I keep on saying these things. I feel like I'm on crazy pills. Just give us a logo. Where is the Crystal Lake logo? How come the fans of Friday the 13th and even I'll be selfish. How come the fans and how come the content creators, when we're trying to cover this stuff, why don't we have an official logo to use yet? Like, y'all are missing out on this. Like, share the logo. Super simple stuff. Like, all it would do is get people really buzzing. And so I thought we were going to get something like share the logo, share a one sheet with the release date. I was even thinking 10 or 15 seconds of hearing some of the Harry Manfredini music and then showing locations from the actual show and doing the Kiki Mama. You don't even have to show anything, just the locations. Kind of like the end of Halloween, but do that with the Crystal Lake spots. 10-second teaser and then the release date. You know, so like that's what I was hoping for, is just a little something. But, you know, I don't work on these projects. So anyways, I've rambled on long enough, guys. I want to know what you think. So jump into the comments if you're watching this after the fact, or hop into the chat and let me know what you think about everything. Oh my goodness, we got Miss Jamie Hart popping in with a little hello. Jamie's got the cutest little hello because she just, hello. It's no like, hey everyone, Jamie's here. She's just like, hello. It's very sweet. I imagine a curtsy as well, Jamie. Hope you're doing well. I said well too much, but I hope you are doing well. One of our Death Squad mods, ladies and gentlemen, our original mod, our mama mod, and a channel member. There you go. It does need a sequel, but it's never going to happen, unfortunately. It really, really sucks. You know, I just don't think we're going to see it. Yeah, and I think Derek Mears is an amazing Jason, and I put the Friday the 13th remake kind of in the middle of my ranking. Like, it's definitely on the more favorable side. I really enjoy the Friday the 13th remake. Like, I enjoy it a lot. I think really the only thing that I'm not really jazzed on about it is the score. I don't think the music really fits. But that's such a nitpick. To me, it's such a nitpick. Gotcha. They had to just add a little something. Yeah, so I'm curious, like it would be a shame if they're not able to use the term, if they're not able to use the name for marketing, especially if they're working with Jason Universe, because I think Jason Universe owns the name Friday the 13th. I don't know. I mean, either way, one of those two entities own the rights to that name. An adult Jason, I don't think. What if they do? So Tia, what if it's something like some sort of supernatural whatever? So I don't know if they're going to do a time jump or if it's going to be like, does the lake have superpowers? I mean, in the Sweet Revenge short, we saw that the lake does have superpowers. So, and then Jason Universe is also working on this project. Is all of that going to be canon? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't make much sense unless they're going to do something supernatural, some sort of black magic. I don't know. Is that too far-fetched for them to do that? Let me know, guys. If you watch this show and they end up having some sort of supernatural element to the lake, would that be something where you're like, it just doesn't seem like it jives with the rest of it? Or would you be like, okay, I've always wondered why he was a kid in the first movie and a grown-ass man in the second movie. Like, how does that, do you want it to just be unexplained, or do you want them to actually like, we don't need to see like some sort of witch doing a spell, but what if the lake just happens to have these powers and it's not really explained? It's just something that the lake does. I don't know. Are you talking about Derek Mears there? Yeah. I don't usually watch TV, but I'll definitely check this out. I'm curious what it'll be. Papa John, I will say this. Brad Caleb Kane worked on the It Welcome to Derry show. Episodes 2 and 3 were a little bit of a dip on Welcome to Derry for me, but I thought the first episode was great. And then episode 4, like throughout, and 3 wasn't bad. One of those I liked a lot less, but from 4 to the end, it was really damn good. And I'll just say the production value, like the costumes, the sets, like the way it looked so authentic. And I'm so pumped that he's working on Crystal Lake, because they're putting the show is going to be in the 70s for anyone that doesn't know about that. So it's going to take place kind of like 10 years before the original movie takes place, because I think the original movie, even though it came out in 80, I think the original movie's supposed to have taken place in 79. So it's like earlier in the decade there. What's happening, Aaron? Hope you are doing well. Welcome on in. Little shower listening. Love it. You make me feel like dancing. You make me feel like dancing. Oh, we have fun here. I think I have seen Forbidden Planet. Is that the one with the invisible monsters, like the electrical monsters in it? So the actual, I think so. I don't know. You guys tell me. I think it's to be like, hey, on Friday, boom, we're like showing a picture of the back of the kid's head and like, we're going to have this announcement on Monday. And then the announcement is like, Crystal Lake will premiere Thursday, October 15th, 2026. There will be no questions. Goodbye. And like walking away from the podium, just sort of like, with the Chuck Schumer glasses. Chuck Schumer glasser. They should call them glassers. Schumer's glassers. Just barely on the tip of the nose. Like, how are they even staying up, Like, that's what I picture. I had to click the live button to see Ron. Is that is it an inside joke about the shower, or just no? You know what? I have to do the same thing. If I'm in another chat, I think it's Ben Grimm and Aaron, I have to do live chat and I'll finally see their chats. It's so weird. I'm like, well, obviously none of us have blocked one another. Obviously there's that. I'm just like, that's so strange. I'm like, these guys are, popping in the live chats. I'm always saying what's up to them. I mean, Ben is a channel member. It's so funny to me that I go somewhere else and he's hidden. Whereas like people I have no idea who they are like flying through the chat. It's just hilarious. Always rambling, Carrie. That's me. That is me. I like Twitch because they just send in bots to be like, hey, no one's watching your shit. Thank you, Twitch. It's okay. I'm a YouTube kid anyway. Let's see here. What do we got? We got Shane in the house. Shane W with the TurboGrafx 16 icon. I love it, Shane. I love it. Oh my gosh. I have Rondo of Blood, like the Japanese version, on my Wii. I also really love the Naxat pinball game Devil's Crush, one of the most addicting video games I've ever played. It's right up there with Tetris. It's a beautiful video pinball game. Shane, I'm sure you've played those. If you, I'm guessing if you have the graphic there. Another one, Shane, Ninja Spirit. Love Ninja Spirit on the TG. I mean, of course, like Bonk's Revenge. Like, I take Bonk's Revenge over Bonk's Adventure. So many great games on that console. I didn't hear about any new news. I mean, I heard I had talked maybe a couple weeks ago about Andy Muschietti came out and said, like, you know, he talked about where they want to take the second season, but I haven't heard anything as far as like an actual green light, like a full-on green light for the second season. I just looked at Bloody Disgusting 2 before we went live, so I don't think I missed anything, but I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Feel free to let me know if there's anything I missed out on, but it sounds like it's happening, guys. It's just, as far as I know, it hasn't gone, you know, we're still in the pre-production phases of it. Supernatural, whatever. It's just, you know, I'm not the one writing the movie. I'm not getting paid to think of the ideas. If they want to pay me, I'll replace whatever with something else. I hope you're laughing at something that I meant to do, you know, something that I wanted to be funny, Eli, and not just, you know, laughing at me. Rob Zombie H2 situation, Jason walking around seeing his younger self and his mom. Oof. I hope it, I don't know. I guess I don't hate that. Like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I love that movie. Not everything works for me. And that's one of the elements that I'm not sure if it works for me. Like, I don't hate it to death. I'd kind of rather it just be his mom that he's seeing in that movie, you know? But so I don't hate it, but I am kind of in the middle or like on the fence. I think it's going to be something like the lake has supernatural powers, essentially. There's some sort of, you know, native curse or ancient spell or who the hell knows, or maybe Pamela just, you know, grabs the Necronomicon and we find out that the Evil Dead really is tied directly to Friday the 13th. How's that affect the people he kills in the lake? Yeah, well, there you go. Airborne Rocker is doing the thinking that I didn't do when I presented the question. You know, maybe they could find, yeah, it could be something where it's, maybe it doesn't affect the people that he kills in the lake because he's out there for revenge. Like he was, you know, he's the Revenant and he was the one that was wronged. So if he kills them in the lake, it doesn't bring them back because the lake ain't there to bring back wrongdoers. I don't know. That's just me trying to you know, think quick on my feet. What's happening, Gory Tiger? Hope you're doing well. Holy cow, 32 people watching. You guys are amazing. Please hit that like button if you're having a good time. Subscribe if you haven't already. All that good stuff. We got Hollywood Lito in the chat. What's happening, Lito? One of our great channel members. Hope you're doing well. Hope Tuesday is finding you well here. Dude, guys, it is hot as balls out already here. What are we looking at? Sun is pretty much down. Feels like 89. Yeah, the sun's down. Feels like 89. You might be able to tell a little bit because I went on a little coffee date at the park today. I did get a little sun. There's a little bit of redness going on. I didn't wear anything. I just walked around a little bit and then sat in the shade. So I did find the shade, but yeah, no, I'm white as fuck, guys. I'm white as fuck. It doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Perfect. Thank you, Eli. Ben be lurking. Rick be jamming. Yeah, Ben be lurking. Love it. Is Ben hanging out? Is he lurking right now? Dude, Ninja Spirit's so good. Took me forever to, like, you know, at the end of the game when you're just falling down that screen and you just have to avoid the spikes. Like, it just took forever. I had to, like, take a video of it. And I'm like, where do I, you know, it's just, oh, the trial and error of those old video games. But damn, Ninja Spirit's so much fun. That game is so addicting. So addicting. Mom gonna have the white horse on. Well, I could take it if it's not, you know, the white horse. I mean, the whole thing about the white horse is it's like a Rorschach test because, you know, it literally is back, you know, in the therapist's office as a Rorschach test. So, you know, I get why the white horse is there, but really I just think all you need is Michael's mom in that instance, you know. For Welcome to Dairy Media Poop Shoot posted in the Discord that one of the writers from the Penguin is joining the series. Ah, gotcha. I did see Joe's post. I think I saw it on your YouTube channel or maybe it was Insta, something like that. Yeah, I didn't know that was like a new development. Because I just didn't know the guy's name. So I didn't know if that was something that just got, you know, news that just came out recently, or if that was something that was, you know, already had come out before. But that's good news because the Penguin show is really good. Haven't finished it yet. We have 2 episodes left. We're watching it in the Discord, but it is fucking fantastic. Yeah, it is one of the best shows I've ever seen, for sure. And Colin Farrell, I mean, the makeup's great, all that kind of stuff, but the performance that he puts underneath that makeup is otherworldly. It's just, I don't know if I've seen anything quite like it before, honestly. It is not what I expected from the guy from SWAT that also played Bullseye in a terrible Daredevil movie. So, and I'm not saying he made it terrible, I just think the movie wasn't good. So, I mean, props to Colin Farrell, man. You know, not to say he didn't have the chops before. You know, sometimes you're just in movies that aren't that great, or they don't give you a good character to work with. But man, the level of dedication and the love of the craft that he shows in the performance as the Penguin is inspiring. You know, I think I am, Eli. So yeah, guys, my birthday's this coming Monday. And I'm thinking about doing a birthday stream / 3,000 subscriber celebration stream. So what do you guys think about that? Should we do that? Birthday stream / celebrate 3,000 subs? Very much so, Slasher Fred. Yeah, very much so. It's really cool. Like, I've never seen The Sopranos. I didn't know The Sopranos was like a go back in time kind of telling of a story or anything, because I always thought Tony was like already the big shit in The Sopranos. But I mean, I don't know if that's the case in The Sopranos. I've never seen it, but yeah, Penguin is definitely, it's a rise to power. But yeah, very gangster for sure. Do I play disc golf? You kind of fit the look. Thank you, Ryan. I've played disc golf before. I do think it's really fun. I'm not like, I knew guys when I lived in Portland. My buddy Tim in Portland was absolutely incredible at disc golf. Like that was his passion. Like when he had a day off or half a day off, he would go play disc golf. So I mean, I've done it. Yeah, I've like gone out with friends and played disc golf, but I like playing Wii golf, you know. You rang, says Ben Grimm. Look at that. That fits the picture so well. It fits the graphics so well. Yes, Ben. We were talking about how weird it is when I go on other channels, and if you or Aaron click are in the chat, like I have to click all chat to see you guys. And I'm like, what? I thought these were my buds. Why can't I see them? There we go. What else do we got? Legendary Axe. Dude, I've never played that one yet. I really want. I've watched so many gamers play it on YouTube. I love Legendary Axe. Okay, guys, let's get back into the Jamie is down for the birthday and 3,000 subs party. Hell yeah. Could be a wild one, guys. Could be a wild one. So let's get crazy with it. I'll get that built tonight and get it posted as well, just so it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and jump in and look at this weird stuff here. These will be really quick, guys. I know this is a little bit different than like the kind of news streams I usually do, where I probably take it a little more seriously on bigger, fresher news. But since this is like not as fresh and really not that big, you know, we're just gonna have some fun with it. Like, we're gonna talk about the Curry Barker Elm Street thing. That's not really news. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, Curry Barker said he wants to direct a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it's an interesting little like tidbit. Is it really news? I don't know, but it is something we can certainly talk about. You know, join the club, I guess, Curry. But let's jump into this Fort Nightmares here. Can you guys see that? There we go. Okay, so Fort Nightmares 2026. Jason Universe will bring back Jason Voorhees to the Fortnite video game this Halloween. So there we go. We got goofy looking Jason from the Jason universe. What the fuck is with these fucking eye holes? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry because you have to look at it, and I'm sorry that I'm being such a jerk about it, but look at how goofy he looks. Think about being a kid and this is the first Jason you're ever seeing. And then you watch the movies and it's like weird for you because they gave you a shitty version to look at you like for the first time ever. I don't mind that they marketed them to kids. I really don't care about that. Like, I was like 8 years old when I started watching movies like this, you know, albeit I was watching them on television and stuff. So they're like, you know, cut for TV and everything. But I just think it's really, this cartoony shit is just really weird. Let's see if there's any real news here. It says Jason Voorhees made his Fortnite debut as part of last Halloween's season's Fort Nightmares event. And it looks like he'll be slashing back into the game this coming Halloween. The Jason Universe team is headed to Licensing Expo 2026 in Vegas later this month, and a press release previews over 40 new licensing partnerships that are on the way. In the mix, Jason's return to Fortnite later this year. So the press release says, quote, Jason's presence in interactive entertainment continues to grow. Unfortunately, Fortnite will again feature the Jason universe in its Fortnitemares Halloween event, building on an ongoing crossover that has introduced the iconic slasher to a whole new generation of fans. So that'll be October 9th through the 31st. And they also say, as we scale Jason universe through premium content initiatives, our partnership strategy is focused on honoring the brand's legacy while expanding high-quality multi-platform touchpoints that deepen audience engagement, says Ravi Barsamian, Executive Vice President at Horror Inc. Previews in the aforementioned press release. Dude, Robbie, your shit is fucking excruciating to read. This is the punk rock side of me. This is so heartbreaking that this is how Jason Voorhees is being talked about. Let's read that again and just let your jaw fall right to the fucking floor, because it sounds like something that was just created and thought of in a boardroom somewhere and just being peddled to the masses. It doesn't sound like something that's ever existed before. Quote, as we scale Jason universe through premium content initiatives, our partnership strategy is focused on honoring the brand's legacy. Are you fucking serious with your Sweet Revenge and Angry Orchard shit? You're saying that you're focused on honoring the brand's legacy. Okay, I don't believe you. While expanding high-quality multi-platform touch points that deepen audience engagement. Like, what is this shit? I'm sorry. Just say, like, we can just talk in plain language. Like, if you're like, we just want to sell the Jason name for a bunch of trinkets and tchotchkes, pretty much is what they want to do. And they put them in the video game, and you never have to do anything risky with them, like make a movie. I don't know. This shit like makes me gag a little bit, guys, when I read these phrases, these like corporate buzzword, multi-platform touch points. It's a big old word salad nothing burger. Like, you said nothing, but you said so much. Anyways, I'm going to try to be nice about it from here on out, but I don't know if it's going to get any better. Hopefully there were some fun moments in there for you guys. I try not to be a negative Nancy. It's just, I hope you guys understand that, everything here there's a little tongue in cheek to it, but good God, this paragraph is fucking gross. And this is the guy, Ravi Barsamian, just so you get executive vice president. This is the guy making the decisions behind Sweet Revenge and all that stuff. So, I know people have their things to say about A24, and I get it. Not every A24 movie has been a total hit for me, but I've loved more that I haven't. But thank fuck A24 is involved with the TV show, and that these guys are just part of what they're doing. I'm guessing a very small part of what they're doing with this sort of dreck coming out. Anyways, let's move on to some socks. Jason Universe and Gutter Garbs released Friday the 13th, The Game sock collection. I think this is kind of what Ryan was talking about earlier, Ryan West in the chat, about, sometimes the figurines would say The Game, and it was like, okay, because it said The Game. So here we go, Friday the 13th, The Game sock collection. Here's the big question, though. Any grippy socks involved? Let's take a look. This comes to us by way of John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. So there we go, guys. I'm actually going to open this up in its own thing. Let's take a look at that. Okay, you guys can see it. Perfect. Part 5 with Roy, part 6 with our CJ Graham Jason, part 7 with Kane, 8 Kane, 9 Kane, and then the Savini Jason, which is just sort of this made up, but I think Kane did the the mocap for it and everything. I mean, obviously the socks don't actually look like this. These are just images with the socks printed on them. So let's see if they actually have images of the the actual socks. I mean, these are like fine. They're like whatever. The price per pair is $13. I don't even know if that's expensive for socks. I mean, yeah, I think so for one pair. But it looks like, guys, you can go from part 2 through the Savini Jason. So there we go. Oh, they got the whole thing. Let's take a look at this image instead. I don't know why I clicked the other one. Okay, there we go, guys. And we can zoom in there. I mean, the coolest thing about this image is the ready to ship sticker there at the top right. Yeah, I don't know. This is just, again, like, how am I supposed to get excited for this? Who is this for? you know, no shame on anyone that actually ends up buying these, but I just mean by and large, it doesn't seem like something that people, you know, the Friday the 13th fans aren't out there wondering when the next merchandise is coming out. We're not sitting there going, man, I need Friday the 13th socks to go with my jammy jams and my blanket. Like, no one's saying that. What we have been saying for years now is we want a movie, you know, and I know they're working towards that, but this is a lot of, you know, just tchotchke stuff. And granted, it doesn't look like this comes from the Jason universe because it's from the game. So I'm going to, you know, actually, wait. Oh, no, sorry. I'm reading the article just to make sure. Jason universe. Oh, sorry, guys. Let's take a look. Jason universe has joined forces with Gutter Garbs for an official licensed collection of socks. Yes, socks. So there we go. So Jason universe is on the hook for this one. Yeah, these guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Whatever. There you go. Jamie collects socks, so it makes sense for her. And I know you're a huge, you know, part 2 fan. Yeah, if I were to get a pair, it would be part 6. You know, like I wouldn't be against that. We got Code Melted jumping on in. What's happening, Code? Welcome on in. And again, guys, this is more about me giving them a hard time for focusing so much on marketing and tchotchkes. You know, this isn't if the merchandise they put out is something that you love, I'm not throwing shade at you for enjoying it or anything like that, but I will throw shade at the Jason universe for being focused on everything but the main thing. Okay, so that's the Friday the 13th stuff that we have going on. Let me see if there's anything else in this article. Really, I mean, we can get part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the Savini version. And they're in stock and ready to ship right now. So $13 a pop. Who knows what the you know, what the shipping is and everything. But here's what I'll do for Miss Jamie Hart there in the chat is, there you go, Jamie. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if you want to go and get your part 2 socks, you can go ahead and do that. And then you don't have to remember to do it later. I will use Jason X socks as my socks. X marks the spot. Aaron, you guys have like turned a filthy leaf over in the chat as of late. It's quite all right. I'm just giving you a hard time for fun. That is pretty funny. Some crispy Jason X socks. Yeah. You got it, Jamie. Of course. It puts the lotion in its skin or else it gets the hose again. We got Shannon coming back with a Talking Star Wars account. What's happening, Shannon? I know. Where's Steph? The socks are really great. Do you have a pair? They're very nice. If they're very nice, okay. I'm still gonna give them shit. I'm not gonna give you guys any shit for loving them. You're not the only one. Corporate jargon is douchey. Doesn't it just sound like soulless and written by exactly like? And this is no shade on anyone that practices law, but like probably put together by a lawyer or something. You know what I mean? Like the phrasing. Yeah, a lawyer that's using Chat GPT. Timu Jason. Yuck. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. It was just reading that paragraph. As I was reading it, I was like, I got like a gross taste in my mouth. Like, ugh. I need to like gargle some vinegar to get that out, you know? That's true. Okay, let me catch up with you guys here. So the new movie is going to be a reboot. We don't know, Code. You know what? We're probably not going to know anything about a Friday the 13th movie for another couple years. Like, I think the soonest we would get one is 2028. That's the soonest. And that's like if it gets announced before this time next year. Anytime between now and a year from now. And then, you know, because who knows how long the show's going. Maybe they want to, you know, maybe they want a couple seasons of the show and then they bring in a movie, something like that. Do we love the socks? I love the socks. Socks do come in handy. Was that a well-placed use of the word handy? Stiff socks are in the Friday the 13th spirit. Yes. Look at what you did to him. Like big old stiff, crispy sock. Just like crushing a crispy sock over someone's head. Shattering. Okay, that's too far. All right, guys, let's jump into the last little thing here that we got. And this really is just fun. I think it's the last thing as far as news goes. Unless you guys want to... Here's what I'll do, guys, just for fun. You let me know in the chat if you want me to talk more about this. I'm just going to show you the headline. We'll go back to Curry Barker. While I'm talking about Curry Barker, while we're discussing it, let me know if you want to see a little bit more about this here, because I think this is kind of cool and interesting. I'm a comic book fan. I'm not the biggest, I don't have this giant collection. Like, I have a small collection, but I've got some really good stuff in my small collection, and I love the storytelling of it all. But this article here from John Squires has a headline that reads, Marvel Comics details midnight publishing line, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man horror stories. So I think that could be really fun. Like a, R-rated line of comics where they can do some stuff that they wouldn't do in the mainline Marvel, and, some Elseworlds kind of stories that introduce horror elements. I think it could be really fun. So let me know if you guys want me to read any more of that, or if you're interested at all. But let's go ahead and hop back on over to Curry Barker, wanting to direct a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. This one comes to us by way of John Squires, and let's see what Mr. Barker is saying here. The rights to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise have gotten complicated over the years, and those complications are largely to blame for Freddy Krueger being as dead as Jason Voorhees since the Elm Street remake back in 2010. 16 years later, many filmmakers are hungry to get their hands on Freddy, including Mike Flanagan and Lee Cronin. Who else would like to take a crack at the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? Newcomer Curry Barker, whose acclaimed horror movie Obsession debuts in theaters this weekend. Curry Barker has already been enlisted to direct the next installment of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film franchise, and he's hungry to add Freddy Krueger to his resume as well. Barker tells Polygon, quote, obviously everyone wants to do Nightmare on Elm Street. It's kind of like the hot thing right now. I don't even know who has the rights to that or what. I hear the rights are pretty locked tight for that movie, but man, what a concept that has endless potential of nightmares and how trippy and weird and creepy they could get. I would love to take a crack at that, Barker adds. Quote, I know Lee Cronin also just publicly said he wants to take a crack at it too, noting that conversation, that he noted during that conversation with Polygon, and he continues, quote, so I don't know, but since you asked, that's one that I would be excited about. Probably a couple more too. So, yeah, I mean, really, this is... when I say it's not news, I hope you guys know what I mean. It's like this is just like a pipe dreaming. This is just talking and sort of, speaking in hypotheticals. And we see this a lot. I mean, he brings up Lee Cronin. That was like a month ago, right after The Mummy came out. It was like, all right, well, Lee Cronin wants to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. It is sort of like a get in line kind of scenario. I don't know if any of you guys were not here, maybe about a week ago, we did a live stream. And I think Lido, you were in there, and Kanan from Ghost Pirate Entertainment. And there's, it sounds like, based on what Lido and Kanan said, that there are, closed door talks with the Craven Estate, and other people that are pitching ideas. So we might not know until there's something ready to go. They might just drop it. They might just drop it on us and be like, boom, like you thought we were doing nothing. We figured it out. We finally had someone pitch the right idea, and here's going to be the writer and director. There you go. Freddy will return in 2029 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're just kind of waiting on that to happen. So, oops, I didn't change my banner. There we go. I'll just take it away. So with Curry Barker saying this, it doesn't surprise me. A lot of filmmakers have talked about this. A lot of names have been thrown around for a Nightmare on Elm Street, and I can't blame him because I think his ideas are amazing. Like, I think Curry is very, very talented with his own ideas. And clearly, the way he talks about TCM and the way he talks about a Nightmare on Elm Street, he's like, oh, I already have these locked and loaded for these franchises. Like, I've got my ideas, so I would trust him in either one of these franchises, TCM and a Nightmare on Elm Street. However, I guess like the fan side of me is sort of like, well, I'm cool with him doing TCM. I think that's awesome, like especially based on what I've seen from him and his work on YouTube, his horror work. And I'm like, TCM seems like it really is up his alley. And then I was like, but I want him to go back to doing something original after that. Like, And you know, to go from TCM straight to Elm Street, it's totally possible. But somebody like Curry Barker, like I want to see him make his movies, you know. And if every now and then he dips into a franchise, that's totally cool. But I think he's maybe too talented to be, you know, bogged down by doing, you know, kind of reclamation work with these franchises, honestly. However, I'll tell you guys this. And I wouldn't be against, by the way, I'm not against, Curry Barker's fucking really talented. I'm so proud of the young man. Like, I wish I could shake his hand because it gives me hope to see a 26-year-old that's that mature and talented and gifted and, you know, is applying themselves to what they want to do in their lives. Like, it is inspiring and awesome. And we need more filmmakers and more people like that. As far as like work ethic and everything goes. So I'm very proud of the guy. I would not complain if he ended up doing A Nightmare on Elm Street. I want to toss out my idea or my choice right now. And this is, of course, it's just my hot button choice because I've been thinking about this guy's movies quite a bit lately. I would like to see Damian McCarthy jump in and do A Nightmare on Elm Street. The way that he, like explains his lore and tells his stories in each one of his films. I love the way he lays everything out, the way he keeps certain parts a mystery and, you know, unveils the story to me in like the perfect kind of amount of time. You know, it's just the perfect way that he does it. And the way he's used different kinds of grief in horror, I think is really cool. Like, I think he could bring something to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise where you could focus on that, like the guilt and the grief and like, and do something that just really does feel maybe not grounded in the sense that you have a dream demon, but something that feels grim, that feels very not good and mean. And let's bring it back to that original movie. Freddy can still have his sense of humor to a certain degree, but I think Damian McCarthy, the building up of the dread and everything that he does so well in Caveat Oddity and very fucking well in Hokum, I think it would be really cool to see a guy that works with very simple kind of bare bones productions and get so much out of them. Just the imagination that he, or, you know, what he could do with the dream world combined with all that lore. And let's be honest, the Nightmare on Elm Street lore is a fucking mess from the second movie on. It's a shit show. So I think we need somebody that's going to come in and direct. And I'm not saying Curry Barker couldn't do it. I'm just saying we need somebody to come in and direct a Nightmare on Elm Street movie that can really set up some solid lore. Take what was there from Wes, of course, but let's solidify a couple things and let's build on that. And let's give it some more undercurrents and some more like textured layers. And I think it would be really cool to take an auteur kind of guy like Damian McCarthy, because he writes and directs, and give him an assignment like A Nightmare on Elm Street and see what he would do with it, because he's kind of out of the realm of that sort of horror. Like, let's give him a chance to try something else out, and let's see if we can get a different angle and a different take on this franchise that a lot of us love so very much. Like, you know, you got to do something to sort of shake it up and make it feel fresh and new again. And I think going with a director that's, you know, doing something a little different is the way to go. So I'm going to jump in and see what you guys are saying, because I just blah, blah, blah forever. I love you guys, but y'all nasty. That's how I read it. That's how I read it. They're being hurt and they're being heard. Well, that's what I'm guessing, Lido, is they're probably just waiting to drop it. They just want to drop the news. They don't want to play around with it the way that Jason's been doing and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think he could. He's very busy, right? Working on it. Welcome to Derry. But I guess, yeah, he's not directing all those episodes. Yeah. Has to have the socks included in either film. You have to have Nightmare on Elm Street socks. Let me go. I'm going to do that. There we go. I got it. Oh my gosh. Is peanut butter being entered into the chat? It's peanut butter jelly time. I'm with you. I'd rather them tell their own stories. But that, with that said, what would you like to see our boy Damian McCarthy tackle? Well, there you go. I answered your question and I didn't even see it, G. Christopher Nolan horror movie would be interesting. If you gave him some parameters, I would say, hey, Chris, it can't be 2 hours long and you need to use, you know, all practical effects. I draw the line at blow, Pops. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to, first off, you're making myself and Jamie blush. Second off, you know, we try to keep it clean in here. Well, you guys usually do. It's usually me that's saying the things that are overreaching and wild. But okay, as long as everyone's cool with it, fair is fair. Good read, Davey, because that's exactly how I'd say it. Y'all nasty. Oh, we have fun here. We have fun. What's happening, Lenny? Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Reese, any version. Oh, Reese's. Is that what you're saying with peanut butter? I don't even know what the peanut butter talk is. We have to behave for our new mommy. Oh my God, Tia. Tia, no, stop that talk. You guys don't have a new mommy. I'm going to a movie with somebody tomorrow. No one has a new mommy. Your birthday is May 26th. You'll be 33, Shannon. Oh my gosh, that's love. You have a birthday. It's just a little over a week after mine. What? Yeah, 8 days. 8 days, yeah. You'll be 33. How about that? I'll be 44. So you're doing the double 3. I'm doing the double 4. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the mommy talk. Like I read Tia's laugh is like Eric from Billy Madison. The weasel laugh or whatever. But I like it better like this, Tia. That you're just like, you leave the room like laughing to yourself, chuckling to yourself. I didn't see anything if you guys wanted me to talk about the X-Men stuff or the Marvel stuff. But also I talked for a really, really long time. So I don't know if you guys want to see that. We can just chill out and chat. I'm interested in that Marvel stuff, but that doesn't mean you guys have to be. It's like when I talk about video games here, I'm like, all right, you guys ready to talk about Castlevania? It's okay, guys. It's okay. 53 in a couple weeks, but I'm trying to forget. No one would know, Jamie. No one would know. Look at you. Look at you with your smoochy face and your icon. Jigsaw's going to be, what, 23? What's happening, Albie? Good morning from 4:20 a.m. land. Oh, hey, 4:20. You know what? We're going to be going for about 45 more minutes. The chat was lovely. We reached a super chat goal, so that opened up a second hour. So we're closing up on some news and everything like that. Albie, I talked about, you know, the Crystal Lake, the announcement for the Crystal Lake TV show. So just pretty light story there. I ripped into the Jason universe for all their ridiculousness. And then we talked a little bit about A Nightmare on Elm Street and what Curry Barker had to say about it. And, you know, who I would like to see jump into that, if anybody that's, you know, known at this point. So yeah, we just covered some stuff, but we're just kicking it. We're just kicking it. Hope you're having a good one. Are you across the pond? I think you're across the pond. 4:20. So usually I'm up at 4:20 watching Chris and Shell, you know, and usually I see you in there, Albie. So we're in a interesting loop. It's a fun little loop, you know. Yes, Marvel, perfect. Marvel versus peanut butter, who wins? Carrie? Just when I thought I could maybe entrust Carrie with a moderator shield, give her the wrench, she drops. She's got to keep on going with the peanut. I'm just joking, Carrie. I'm just joking. 52 on the 19th. Ugh. No ugh, dude. No ugh, Lito. Come on. Nothing to ugh about for 52. You look fantastic, bud. You look fantastic. I mean, it looks like you take care of yourself. That's what I'm saying. I watch a lot of comic book YouTubers as well, so I've already heard a lot about it. Wow, Papa John's like, thanks, but no thanks, horror guy. I'm just messing with you, Papa John. I'm just messing with you. 45 in August, all right. Still ice fishing here in Canada. Well, you are pretty high up there. You're pretty up north, yes. Albie is across the pond, yes. There we go. 365 movie journey time, maybe. I'll watch the hour I missed tomorrow and give you a hype. Lenny, I really do appreciate it. Guys, even if you watch the live, once it's done, you can come back into it and you can hype it. Like if you had a really fun time on that particular stream, you can hype it. And it's really cool just to get more eyes on the channel and let people know that, you know, this is a channel that goes live quite a bit if people like that engagement and all that kind of stuff. Don't you dangle that carrot over. I will. I'll dangle that carrot. I'll chop down that tree. A lot of May birthdays. Well, and check this out. My niece, who's graduating this year, her birthday is on the 17th. I have a nephew, Austin, whose birthday is on the 19th. I have another nephew, Devin, whose birthday is the 23rd. And today, she's not watching right now. There's no reason why she would be, but I've never forgotten this birthday before. Kristen Ballou, who I went to school with. I believe she's Kristen Ballou Smallwood on Facebook. Kristen Ballou, I believe it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. If it isn't, I'm sorry. I thought I remembered the right day, but I'm pretty sure. It's this weird thing. I think it's the May connection for me, because it's probably something I found out in middle school, early high school, something like that. But it's always just stuck with me. Kristen Ballou, happy birthday. Okay, let's talk really quick because Lido wants to see it. Lido's a channel member. We're going to talk about this Marvel thing really quick. This will be a short story, guys. It'll be a very short story. So, here we go. John Squires, like I said earlier, Marvel Comics details Midnight publishing line, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man horror stories. And we got this really cool, like, is that Storm? Like, that's like an evil vampire Storm. Of course, you got Nightcrawler there, and he could work into horror in a whole bunch of ways. I mean, I know he looks crazy and demonic, but there's a whole bunch of religious backstory with Nightcrawler that I actually think is like really, really well done stuff. And it's cool that there's, you know, all sorts of different characters in comics, including, you know, some of them are going to end up being religious characters. So it gives a cool, different kind of spin. But the article here says Marvel Comics teased their new publishing line Midnight last week, billed as a terrifying new universe in the world of Marvel Comics. Quote, "The light had its turn," Marvel hinted, but which Marvel heroes will be getting the Midnight treatment? Marvel Comics has fully detailed the Midnight lineup this afternoon, which will feature twisted horror takes on the X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four. Marvel Comics Midnight, a bold new publishing line from a superstar lineup of creators, kicks off in August 2026 with Midnight X-Men by Jonathan Hickman and Matteo Delafonte, followed by Midnight Fantastic Four by Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker, and Midnight Spider-Man by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Cy Trunk. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. It's the first time I've ever seen it, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. And here we go, a little message from Marvel. Quote, "Dark, unpredictable, unmissable. The Midnight universe draws in longtime fans and newcomers alike to enter a terrifying new world where anything can happen. Interconnected by rich lore building, Marvel's most definitive modern creators are given free rein to reimagine heroes with shocking twists and chilling transformations in boundaryless, creator-driven storytelling that will keep readers on edge issue after issue. The X-Men no longer fight for acceptance. They hunger for blood. The Fantastic Four venture into the unknown not to save the world, but to unleash terror upon it. And Spider-Man discovers that with great power comes something monstrous." Oh, damn. So that's how you write something, Robbie Barsamian of Jason Universe. That's how you actually engage with your fans. And that could have been written by ChatGPT, but it's a lot better looking and it doesn't use corporate speak. Because they could have, you know, creator-driven storytelling that will keep readers on edge. They could have been like, "Ooh, increase engagement," you know, shit like that. So, guys, they get into each one of these comics. We don't need to go through each synopsis. I just wanted to talk about this and shine a light on it really quick. It looks like Midnight X-Men is August 2026. So August, September, and October, we're going to be getting these 3 issues. I don't know, guys. It's been a long time since I bought a comic, but I do really like this idea. In fact, I am going to read the X-Men blurb here. Quote, "The shadows of New York City are stalked by vampires and the mutant empires. The sword of Damocles hangs over the peace between these two species and the factions within them. An outright war is brewing, and the unturned will be caught in the crossfire." Okay, so it's kind of like your basic vampire story. So maybe it won't be as cool as I thought, but I don't know. I love the X-Men, and, you know, I love a lot of these characters. So let's just go ahead and read the rest of them. Fuck it. This is for Fantastic Four. An obsessive scientist delves into the secrets of the universe, perhaps best left unknown to mankind, leaving himself and 3 others warped in strange and horrifying ways. What horrible secrets lie in the new dimensions they have discovered? And can humanity survive the discovery? Well, that straight up sounds like Evil Dead with the Fantastic Four. So if it is, yes, I'm cool with that. I love it. Give me some Evil Dead in the Marvel world. That's kind of what it feels like a little bit. And here is Midnight Spider-Man. This one's coming out in October. Quote, a young Peter Parker is transformed into a hideous spider hybrid by the ruthless Oscorp Corporation in their pursuit for eternal life. Well, I mean, you gotta pursue eternal life when you can. When Oscorp begins to use the secrets unlocked by his mutation to create more human-animal hybrids, Peter embraces his grotesque new form to stop them. So this sounds like Cronenberg's The Fly. But The Fly gets a chance to be the hero instead of, taking itself out, tragically, or essentially begging for itself to be taken out. So, okay, so we get a little, the first movie has got, or the first comic, the first comic here with X-Men has definitely got your standard vampire kind of apocalypse, story. Second one with Fantastic Four, I'm picking up a little Evil Dead sort of vibe there with secrets of the universe best left unknown to mankind, and then Spider-Man here, definitely picking up on that Cronenberg Fly. So I don't know, what do you guys think of this stuff? Even if you're not interested in comics, do you like the idea, is the idea of taking these classic characters and giving them a turn at horror, do you even find that intriguing or interesting at all? I don't know. I'm curious to know. So jump into the comments, let me know. Jump into the chat, let me know. All that good stuff. I'm going to come on back over. But I think this stuff's really cool. We don't ever need to see movies and stuff based on these properties unless one of them just really takes off. But I do love when they have fun in the comics, Let's see what I'm missing out on here. I'll take your tree and raise you an even bigger tree. Okay, you're going to try to chop down my tree. Davey, I'll tell you, Japanese horror movies are must-see. I've seen some. Yeah, I've seen some. I mean, I really love the original Ring. I've never seen the American Grudge, but I've seen the Japanese Grudge, just the first movie. I mean, I don't know. Of course, going back to old monster movies like Godzilla and stuff like that. But, I mean, that's the thing is, there's got to be so many horror movies from a bunch of countries that I could really stand to watch, right? Chat, do I deserve that shield? Well, I think you do. I think you do, Carrie. In all seriousness, I've known Carrie for 5 years. She'd be a good mod. Yes, I do think so. Jigsaw dropping a 20 bucker just because and early birthday. Oh my gosh, Jiggy, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. Man, your support, you guys have been amazing with the super chats. I know how it looks sometimes, guys, and trust me, sometimes people jump into the comments and will give me shit about it or whatever. But that's why when it comes to super chats and everything and doing the super chat goals, I really want it to be no pressure. It really is just hey, I've told you guys a bunch. You're still going to get regular programming here from Davey Deathray, but if you want more, then that's how we can get more. And I would never, if we ever don't reach a goal, I don't log off and be like, ugh. There's no weird, you know what I mean? You guys are always so supportive and always so cool. It's a pleasure hanging out with you no matter how it goes, really. Let's see what else we could, big old love fest here. Big old love fest. The sword and shield, yes. The wrench and shield. Let's see here. Can't stand Fantastic Four, but I'll check out the X-Men and Spider-Man. What is it? You can't stand the Fantastic Four so much that you wouldn't even want to watch or read a story that's totally different, that's not about them fighting Doctor Doom? I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Comics are too damn expensive these days. Just spent 74 and only got 12. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just, it is how it's going to go. It is unfortunate. You say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too. Oh, I've only seen 16 Candles once. Like to see another Werewolf by Night. I missed that one. I didn't see that or read that comic. Fantastic Four sounds like love. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cosmic horror. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like they're kind of blending that, something like The Beyond or something like that. One of those Stuart Gordon, Barbara Crampton, and what's his face? Jeffrey Combs. Yeah. I don't know why I can't. I love Jeffrey Combs. Why was his name being such a jerk? to me. Why is your name being a jerk? Jiggy, 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 can't you see? Throw up the ones to rain on Davey. I've been in streams where it's like, hey, we're gonna like say we're doing our tier maker ranking or we're voting on something. I've been in streams where it's like, if somebody sends in a $10 super chat, we'll like do it the other way. I'm not saying there's not, I mean, do what you want on your channel. Do what you want on your channel. People have certainly tried to tell me what to do on my channel and I don't listen. But yeah, sometimes I've seen it and I'm like, this just seems a little odd to me. You guys are too sweet. You guys give me, the love is incredible that, you know, I feel from you guys. Joseph Quinn better be, well, Paula, it'll just be a comic book. And who knows, maybe they will base the look off of, you know, because sometimes they do that. They'll change the look of the character depending on like who's on screen. But I thought Joseph Quinn was amazing in the Fantastic Four movie. I actually really liked that movie. Obvious, not perfect. A couple things that I was sort of like, huh, why was it like this? Like, why did they need to try to set up those traps all over the world to like teleport Earth when at the very end all they needed was one to teleport the bad guy? You just could have started there. You just could have like gone with that as your plan. It's what you ended up doing anyways, so you should have just done that. I always thought that Reed Richards was like the smartest person in the friggin' Marvel universe, and he didn't think of that. That's like Reed Richards and like Peter Parker. Like those two are like the tippity top. But I thought the movie was fun. And yeah, Joseph Quinn's great. Incredible American accent. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've enjoyed some werewolf movies, Eli. I've never dove into the whole, like it's never like grabbed me to where I've been like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. But like I have seen some werewolf movies that I really do enjoy. So what I'm saying essentially is I could stand to like check out more werewolf like media, you know, because I do like the concept. Let's see what we got. So Fantastic Four has always just been so the powers and stories are just a snooze fest. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't sound like a snooze fest, but it sounds, you know, it's way different. It's like something that Fantastic Four has never really, you know, touched. There we go. Just wanted to get my 420 hit because I missed it at 420 England time. All right, let's see what we got here, guys. Oh, yeah, how about my let's see here. 365 first time watch quest. That's a ridiculous name for it, but let's put it up there. Okay, guys, so I'm falling a little bit behind. I need to play catch up on movies because I've seen 131 movies this year that I've never seen before. I think I'm 2 or 3 days behind now because I think we're in the 130 somethingth day of the year. So recently, guys, we talked about Blowout. I think I told you guys about Blowout because I was singing Brian De Palma's praises. I think he's just fucking fantastic as a director. Oh my God, every Brian De Palma movie I've ever seen looks so good. Blowout is incredible, so much fun. A really cool little like political thriller, very Hitchcockian, but in my opinion, that's the best compliment you can get as a film director. And then, you know, after seeing that, which I gave 4 stars, gave Cherry Falls a shot. Watched that on Discord with a bunch of the folks, and man, guys, Cherry Falls starts out pretty strong. I would even say for the first half of the movie, I was with it. Even though it wasn't like great, the whole like the first scene's awesome. Starts out really strong. You got Michael Biehn is in there, Brittany Murphy. They're both really good, you know. But man, about halfway through, I started noticing a couple things. The film seemed like it was kind of meandering. That was one thing. I started wondering, like, what kind of movie are we watching? Is this like a revenge slasher, or is there something else going on here? And the big thing, guys, for Cherry Falls that knocked it down from a potential 3-star movie to a 2-star movie is it has the absolute worst music I've ever heard in a film. And I've seen Manos, The Hands of Fate, and I've seen The Beast of Yucca Flats, and I've seen Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and these are terrible soundtracks that I'm talking about here. But fuck, Cherry Falls is seriously like you put some nails and like screws and shit in a trash can, and you shook the trash can around. It is the most distracting. It literally sounds like trash. Literally sounds like trash. It's like supposed to be some sort of cool like techno backbeat, you know, breakbeat kind of thing, but it just ends up coming off as like the music for a menu screen on like an early CD-ROM game or like Sega CD game, or it just seems, I'm like, I can't believe this passed the edit. Cherry Falls could be so much better with an actual soundtrack, like composed by somebody with instruments. But fuck, it was brutal. And then I watched Nightmares, which is an anthology movie. It was recommended by somebody here on the channel. It's an anthology movie. It's got 4 stories, maybe 5. I think 4 stories. I gave it 2.5 stars. Like, I liked some of it. I just felt like there was the movie, you know, directed by Joseph Sargent, who also directed Jaws: The Revenge. The movie looked fine and everything. I felt like the stories could have gone more into the horror. Didn't seem very horror to me. It seemed kind of just like almost like a Twilight Zone thing, but pretty soft. Some cool concepts and everything, but Nightmares was just, you know, 2.5 stars, just okay. Probably never watch it again. And then the most recent, we already talked about, Mortal Kombat 2. Oh my God, what a fun time. I shit you not, guys. I turned to Joe after Mortal Kombat 2 ended last night, and I was like, dude, that's better than any Star Wars movie since The Return of the Jedi. And it's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Like, I mean, that movie that we watched last night was more capable at telling a cohesive story, albeit a very simple one, but telling it very simply and letting, you know, the fights were all like easy to follow. I haven't followed the games since like the ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 days. Really, I've played a couple of them, but I haven't followed them. And I was still able to like, the only questionable thing I had is I was like, I think Sub-Zero, I thought he was like blended into smoke or turned into smoke. I found out from Ryan Michael, he was like, it was actually, he became like Noob Saibot, and Sub-Zero like became the same thing or whatever, like the original Sub-Zero, whatever. I mean, I'm like already lost in the lore, you know? So that was the only thing during the whole movie that I didn't quite grasp as somebody that hasn't really paid attention to the video game since 1997 or 98, you know? So I would say even if you don't really know the video games, like you could still have some fun, you know? So that's, I'll just say that about, yeah, Mortal Kombat. I gave it 4 stars, guys. I gave it 4 stars. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see here. What do we got? Blowout is amazing. I was lucky enough to have seen it at the drive-in. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, so good. I already want to watch it again, Jamie. It was that good. Travolta is so good in Blowout. Oh my God, the charisma and like the natural charm. It just seems so natural for him. He's really good. Karen Allen's really awesome in it. Brian De Palma really liked her. He uses her a couple times at least, maybe even more. I think I've seen Carrie, Dressed to Kill, Blowout, and what else? I've seen another Brian De Palma movie that I just can't think of, but I still haven't seen Scarface even. How about that freaking awkward father-daughter scene in Cherry Falls? Gross. Yeah, that's, well, and even the mom. Both of the parents are creeps. In fact, it seems like all of the parents in Cherry Falls are pervy. But man, even the mom is like kissing her on her lips and like holding, like she's clearly wasted and like holding her really close. And just, it's just a really creepy vibe from both of the parents. Obviously, it's going to be more creepy when it's dad. Yeah. Still want to see Cherry Falls? Well, man, brace yourself for that music. It is, I don't even know. Is it music? I don't know. Oh my God. It like literally, it's like stopped my brain. And that never happens with music. I will probably I'd rather watch it in black and white, I think. But Nicolas Cage looks, I mean, his acting in the trailer, I'm like, dude, this is made for him here. Like, this is going to be fun. Dick Tracy meets Spider-Man, pretty much. I gotta watch that in black and white, you know? Yeah, it's not very good. Yeah. Oh, now Joe needs to see it. It's really just the music that's, well, I will say this. So it, you know, it is a whodunit, and I'm not going to get into any of that. But once you find out like who the person is, I was like, wait, are they trying to be funny now? Like, are they even trying to be serious anymore? Or is it just so like, are we going camp now? Because the rest of the movie didn't feel like it was camp. But once we get that reveal, it's like, oh, it felt like a totally different movie for the last like 15 minutes. Yeah, it is probably more fun. And then you chop down that tree. You chop it down. Cherry Falls was made for cable TV. Oh, gotcha. No way. So wait, did it? But it's got blood and it's got some adult elements. What is it? Cable TV. What channel was it on, Jamie? Fell asleep on the last anthology. Yeah, you like the video game one? My favorite quote is, just to say hi is, I was born alive. Isn't that punishment enough? Clive Barker from Cabal. What's happening, Nathan? One of our great channel members. Hope you're doing well. Hollywood Lido composer Walter Werwoza. Never even heard of him. Maybe it's maybe that's a fake name. Maybe that's a, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed of my attempt here. I'm just going to give a fake name. Blowout. I am old enough to remember that too. The very first one, it blew my mind the very first time I saw Mortal Kombat. And the very first movie that came out in 95 or whenever that was, I love that movie still. I think that's really good. I think that's the only good one other than the one I saw last night, because whatever MK movie that came out a few years ago, I thought was totally trash. Like, it's cool to me that some of those characters came over into this movie. This movie is a million times better than the last Mortal Kombat movie that was released. We did, yeah. Never played Mortal Kombat video games, but still one of my most anticipated movies. I'll be seeing it soon. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, even if to catch up on the lore, you could just like watch a video on YouTube that's like, hey, everything you need to know before watching Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, I haven't seen that. We could do that. Let's see. Body Double. Yeah, I need to see that. No, he's so good. He's so good, man. I'll say it every single stream if I have to. Dressed to Kill is an amazing American Giallo film. Like, it's really... Michael Caine and Karen Allen. I mean, there's other awesome performers in there as well, but oh my God. One of my favorite Michael Caine performances. No. Yeah, I never seen Body Double. Need to check that one out. Don't show wrists in your live stream or it'll get demonetized, says Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. Did that just happen to you, Nick? Show wrists in your live stream. Oh my gosh. No way. I still think YouTube thought the arm was a penis. Oh my God, Tia. We try to keep it clean here. Oh my gosh. No. They didn't shut you down, did they, Nick? This is worth derailing the whole... We're really just chit-chatting anyways, Nick. I'm sure you can tell. You're like, Davey's got no agenda. Man, that's wild. That is wild. A picture of a female's wrist. Wow. Man, I've had stuff get demonetized for like a few seconds of music, for little weird things like that. But yeah, man, I've always thought, like, when I put out videos, if I use pictures from a movie, I'm like, what's going to be the point where they don't like that I'm showing some bloody shot from a movie? Little long in the tooth. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 hours long. For me, I'm such a runtime bitch. I didn't notice like the runtime at all. I had a total blast with Mortal Kombat. Like, you know, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Shao Kahn looks so cool. I'll take all that you got. Dead serious. Stay safe out there. YouTube's AI bots are a little brain dead. That is wild, man. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can dispute it and they'll just like let that shit go. That's wild, man. That really fucking sucks. Guys, if you don't follow, can we get Nick's link in the chat? Eli's got it. Perfect. Thank you so much. I don't even have to say it because the mods are just amazing. Eli's got that. Guys, my buddy Nick from the Lost River Drive-In just hit 15K subs last week, I believe, early last week. So if you haven't gone over there and given him a sub, throw him some love over there. One of my best buds on YouTube right there, and a guy that's been doing it for a long time. I think I think Nick technically did his first video, and I don't know, Nick, what were you, like 15 or something like that? So a passionate horror fan for a really long time. And a gentleman that's a lot braver than I am when it comes to hot takes. But I love him. I love him for it. So at some point, he's going to get me to say really, really nice things about Halloween 5. I know it's going to happen. Well, hopefully you're still able to get your... Wait, when they demonetized, did they take away supers? I didn't even think about that. Oh my God. They better fucking not. That would be criminal. Yeah, I don't know. The last couple streams, you guys have been on one. Usually I'm the one pushing the line. No, you guys have been like, holy cow, filthy city. Yeah, exactly. She was showing so much skin. No, they must think that you're going to show something violent happening to the wrists after. Is that what the concern is? That they... So what? I mean, my neck is visible. Is that a problem too? Oh, you did the list. I can't remember. Did that list just come out? Because like there was maybe 6 months ago, some other, Rotten Tomatoes did their list. And I saw Film Threat had covered it. And I was like, fuck, I got to tear this list apart. Because that list was atrocious. It looked like the variety list was a little bit better. Although, you know, The Fly should be at least top 30 probably. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because that one of Andy from fucking Friday the 13th Part 3. Let me see. I must have missed it, Jamie. I scrolled through and missed a whole bunch. Oh, for the Cherry Falls thing. Okay, sorry. My free association. I had to like... Oh, can't remember the channel. Okay, USA. Double feature with Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps is awesome. Ginger Snaps is like way better than you know, Cherry Falls. But Cherry Falls could have been something. It could have been really something, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Didn't really do it for me. But I will be watching Ginger Snaps again. I want to watch the sequel and the prequel too. I don't want to say because I don't want to give anything away, Prince. So, you know, I don't want to say anything about that. But I will say this, Prince. There are some amazing, like most of them were really impressive and really cool and a lot of fun. So if you like gore and you like seeing crazy shit like that, if you ever played any of those Mortal Kombat games, like this movie is going to be a lot of fun for you. And there are a lot, like I thought there were a lot of surprises. Like for me, a lot of the characters, I was like, I didn't expect to get that out of them, you know? Let's see what else we got here. Show a little leg and yeah, exactly. 15, there it is. Perfect. That was also like, oh my God, at least tell me they're not trying to take that. Yeah, that's freaking wild. Cover up that neck. I know, exactly. Well, they're gonna think I'm doing, you know, gonna do something. Yes, dude. It was you know what's funny is like Nick, I was telling everyone too, like, you know, for so long I've been nervous about pre-recorded videos. I like put a lot of pressure on myself. I say a lot of negative things to myself. I'm not very nice when I do pre-recorded in the past, right? Because I'm like, dude, you're just wasting time. You gotta like, you know, you gotta get your shit down. But I don't know what happened, if I just unlocked something recently, but the last couple of videos I've done that have been pre-recorded, I've just felt a lot more comfortable, way more myself, just kind of treating it a little bit like one of these lives. And then of course, you know, doing multiple takes when I have to, but just trying to be a little kinder to myself when doing it. And it's just made me a lot more relaxed. And the videos, surprise, surprise, have brought in a lot of subscribers. Like I love, like live is my game. Like you guys know I love live. I'll never give up on the live streams. But YouTube really wants you to do everything, and they extra want you to do like pre-recorded videos is going to bring you more subscribers than a live stream would. So yeah, I've just been able to find a little more balance there. So thank you so much, man. Yeah, we're gonna do, my birthday's on Monday. I'm turning 44, so I'm gonna do a birthday stream and a 3K little celebration thing. And Nick, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going out to New Jersey in June. So I'm gonna go there and guys, on Friday, June 12th. So I'm flying in June 11th. I get there at like 5:30 land in Newark, gonna get to the hotel in Red Bank, you know, have a good night, chill out that night, have some pizza, whatever, look at the ocean. And then the next morning, I'm hopping on a ferry to go across the Sound to get to Manhattan. I'm going to rent a bike. You can rent a bike with the Lyft app, and they have a bike road that just goes along the Hudson in Manhattan, and I'm going to live stream the whole thing. So I'm going to get a mount on the bike. We're going to check out some filming locations. I'm going to talk to some New Yorkers about their favorite horror movies and see what kind of shit I can get into. I'm going to eat all the fucking food, all that kind of fun stuff. We'll go to Central Park. Like, we'll just do whatever and try to hit up whatever we can. And I kind of want to be streaming for like 6 or 7 hours that day. So it's going to be an epic thing. But I've only been to Manhattan once. I was in my early 20s and I was with my girlfriend at the time. And we only had like a day there together. And so, you know, it'll just be me on a bike cruising around. I should be able to see quite a bit in the 6 or 7 hours that I'm there. And I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Like, look the fuck out, Manhattan. Davey takes Manhattan. It's going to happen June 12th. It's going to be a fucking wild time. I am a Yankees fan, so I'll wear my cap. They'll know I'm friendly. So there we go. Opening sequence and music for Ginger Snaps is iconic. Has the same effect on me that the Twin Peaks theme does. Dude, the Twin Peaks theme doesn't it just like put you in that dream world? Yeah. Yeah, I got to watch Ginger Snaps again. Button that I know. Tuck it in, Deathray. I'm just flopping out all over the place. I know. Let's see. What favorite movie in the Omen franchise? Well, I've only seen. This is so confusing. I've seen the first movie called The Omen, and then I've seen a movie called The First Omen. It's not the first movie. It's actually the last movie that they've made in the franchise, but it's called The First Omen. Those are the only two I've seen in the franchise. I haven't seen the remake, none of the other sequels. I like both of those. The first movie, the original The Omen, directed by Richard Donner, and then I did really like The First Omen as well. I don't know which one I like better. I mean, I really love Richard Donner quite a bit, and I love that old like 70s, early 80s look. But The First Omen was really good too. Can't tell you how happy it makes me to hear you. Or to hear you hear that you're being kinder to yourself, Davey. As someone who's struggled with self-image and self-esteem his whole life, I totally identify. Yeah, you know, it's just I don't know, there's just been a really good change in my life lately. So I just want to lean into that, you know, and I'm just like, I told myself after, you know, whatever kind of tumult was going on, this huge beautiful, awesome change came that I had been like literally praying for a really long time. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been asking for, you know, is like this really good change. And as part of it, I'm opening up with you guys here. I have not been very kind to myself in my own head since I was like, you know, a kid, like 8 years old, 7 years old. I don't even know. Nothing. And I don't know why. I've never been able to figure out why. Nothing weird happened to me. Nothing bad happened to me. Like, family life was great. Parents are awesome. Like, all that kind of stuff, you know? And I'm sitting here like, why have I always been this way? Like, why have I always searched for validation through others and search for value, like my own value? I need to see it from other people because I can't see it within myself. Like, what is up with you, dude? And after going through all this stuff and having this big, awesome change, I was like, it doesn't even matter why. It does not matter why I feel this way. Why am I mean to myself? I'm like, I just got to let it go. I'm like, I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready. These fucking things that you can carry around, that you beat yourself up about, you just drop the burden. And I was just like, it doesn't matter why. I can just be kinder to myself. And I can change from this moment. I can just be like, none of that matters anymore. And that was very liberating. And maybe, you know, I still have my moments where somebody does something on the street and I'm like, but I'm actually stopping myself and saying, dude, you said you were going to be kinder to yourself and you said you were going to be kinder to other people. So stop calling people the C word when you're driving. But yeah, thank you, Lido. It is, you know, you guys have always been, you know, I've always been like relatively open with you guys. So it feels good to, you know, sort of realize like, oh shit, I think like I'm actually comfortable doing this thing that I've always struggled with in YouTube, you know? Making pre-recorded videos would take hours for me. I've always had fun there, Nick, because Saves the Day and Lifetime are from New Jersey. They're two of my favorite bands. Like, I love, like, and then The Adventures of Pete and Pete was filmed out there in Jersey. And I don't know what it is. I'm just so, like, I've got this romanticism about the East Coast. I was also born in Connecticut. I lived in Maryland for a little bit, but I didn't spend that much time. So anytime I get to go back, we have like family friends out there and stuff. It's just, I always love, checking out the East Coast. And maybe it's because I'm a West Coast boy. Like, I love how straightforward people are. People say they're rude or they're whatever. And I'm like, no, they're just like not into wasting time. Like, go ahead and tell me to fuck off. Just like actually say it to my face. I'm cool with that. The way we do it on the West Coast is we're like, that person's so awesome. And then we're like, oh my God, that guy's a fucking jerk. Like, that's the way people are over here. And it's like, well, which one's better? Like, if you're going to tell me to fuck off, just tell me to fuck off. No, I can work with that. With the Naked Gun requel plus Scary Movie 6 and Spaceballs 2 coming, do you think it's a sign that comedies might make a comeback? I mean, I think they're here. Yeah, I think the Naked Gun requel was really fun. I loved it. Fackham Hall, if you've not seen Fackham Hall from December, it was written by Jimmy Carr, that British comedian, and his brother. He and his brother wrote it, I believe. And it's like a Naked Gun airplane style parody of like Downton Abbey and stuff like that. It's really good, and it's nasty, and it's super funny. Highly recommend it, especially if you like. I don't really know those shows, but it was still funny to me. But if you do enjoy those kinds of Brit shows, you'll probably like it even more. Yeah, Scary Movie 6 looks like it's going to be the best in the franchise. Never been a big fan of this franchise. The first two movies are fine. The second movie is probably the best one that I've seen anyways. It's got its moments, but this one looks like it's going to be the best. The Michael Jackson joke, I'm just like, that's probably the worst thing I've seen so far from Scary Movie 6, but it seems like they're taking some chances and taking some shots. And I like seeing everyone get made fun of, not just certain groups and stuff like that. Like, let's just throw it all on the table, South Park style, and everyone gets jabbed and everyone gets to laugh at themselves and others. And then that's how we find catharsis sometimes, is through laughing at ourselves and others. But yeah, I think comedy is coming back. Spaceballs 2, I don't know. Like Josh Gad, I don't know what to think of him as a writer. I don't know if I've seen anything that he's written. And I don't know if I've ever seen anything where I thought he was particularly funny. But he's the one that brought the idea to Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks was like, told him, I've been waiting for somebody to bring me an idea for this movie for however long. And they worked on it together. And at this point, I'm going off faith in Mel Brooks. Spaceballs it's my favorite Mel Brooks movie, and it's not even close. Robin Hood's really funny. Like Men in Tights is great. Love it. Blazing Saddles, of course. Young Frankenstein, of course. Like, I love all those movies. But man, Spaceballs, I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a total Star Wars nerd, and I'm a Rick Moranis fan. I mean, Little Shop is my favorite musical of all time. So yeah, I mean, that movie just sort of hits on all the cylinders fire when it comes to Spaceballs. And I could watch that movie 4 times a year and have fun with it. So see what we got. Just don't blow your budget on a boat on your way to Manhattan. No, it should be a very short ferry ride. It's from Red Bank, New Jersey, just across the sound to, I think I go to the Governor's Island ferry terminal, which is funny. My family lived on Governor's Island in the late 70s before I was born. Governor's Island's now shut down, but that's where the Coast Guard base was at the time. My dad was the commander of the south half of Long Island Sound when he was there, which I didn't really know. And then I found out it was actually a big deal. So found out it was a big deal. I don't know how that all works. My brother-in-law was like, oh, it cost us like $20 each to like ride around the city. My brother-in-law, Alan, kind of told me about all this stuff. So, and even if it's really expensive, Jiggy, I'll just like end the rental and then rent it again if the next time I want to go somewhere. So I might be able to like drop the bike, walk around a little bit, pick up another bike, something like that. Thank you so much, Lido. Yeah, I mean, and just try, life is this like never ending search for balance. So it is just, there's like this mindfulness of like, yes, lean into it, but always keep in mind the balance. And I'll just say this, like, I've said a lot of prayers in my life. I've never felt so much in my life that a prayer has been answered. It's been wild. It's been wild. It's been transformative, yes. For what it's worth, I think you're devilishly handsome and charismatic. If I were a single chick, I'd be totally hitting on you. Well, thank you, Nathan. You're too sweet. You're too sweet. I mean, if I ever went out in public, maybe it would happen. But I'm always hanging out with you guys, right? Start bench cut MK2 Project Hail Mary Primate. Right in that order. Project Hail Mary is so awesome. But I would reach for MK2 to watch again first. So I'll just do it in that order. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. You guys are amazing, man. It's, you know, when I got into the live game, I didn't know I'd be doing it as much as I am doing it. But for whatever reason, it's just, I just think it fits my personality and all the stuff I like to talk about. So it works out. It works out. You know, and that's the thing too, is like, that's why I'm just like, you just gotta let it go. You know, it's not doing me any good to be so hard on myself. Now, that doesn't mean like, yeah, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You gotta, you know, all that, of course. But to the degree of the stuff that I was, you know, would say to myself and how frustrated I would get with myself, it was just way too over the top. And it doesn't make anything better. Like, I can freak out in the middle of a recording session. It's not like, what is that? Am I going to have a good take after freaking out? Probably not. I just need to be like, take a sip of water and be like, this will be the one, you know, or just, you know, just work through it. Ashley says, I applaud you for being vulnerable enough to share your own struggles. Let it go and make room for even better things to happen. Exactly. You got to free up some space, right? So, yeah, thank you so much. You know, and it's one thing I've tried to do is be open with you guys and just try to keep it to a healthy degree to where it's not like I'm not just trauma dumping every time we hop in here. We feel like friends here and we love the chill vibe discussing horror movies, which is the most terrifying, or horror movies is the most terrifying. Yes, we do. No, you guys are amazing. Yeah, the whole vibe here is second to none at the Davey Deathray channel. Fackham Hall, yeah, baby, the Undertaker's theme on a wedding. Dude, this movie, you have to watch Fackham Hall. Guys, if you like comedy, go watch it. Let's see what we got here. See, I didn't even know that there's an Undertaker theme. Well, I mean, in the movie, I didn't catch it because I stopped watching wrestling before the Undertaker was a thing. Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of like punching down, punching up. I'm just sort of like, what does it matter? Like, just like throw the punches. It's just jokes, right? It's just jokes. As long as we cover all our bases, should be good. As long as everyone gets smacked around. I hope he makes it too, Michael. Welcome on in. I mean, man, he still seems to he's got that fire still, you know, he's been doing the little videos and everything like that. So I hope he makes it as well. I'm so excited to see Rick Moranis back. I really am. Introduced a buddy to Fackham Hall last weekend. Please bring this type of comedy back. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was born in 82, but I have 4 older siblings. So I grew up like my brother Matt, all of his Star Wars toys. Like I ended up playing with those. And then of course, getting into the movies and everything like that. We had the original trilogy before the THX stuff, like the old box set way back in the day. So I would watch those on VHS all the time as a kid. Yeah, I love Star Wars. Davey, are you a fan of Knocked Up? I love that movie, especially the extended and uncut edition. I don't know if I've seen that version, but I saw it in the movie theater and I did really like that movie. Yeah, I thought it was funny. That was like the 40-year-old virgin Knocked Up and then whatever else they did after that. Yeah. You know, well, I always drink coffee when I watch Radar. You know that. Everyone knows that. Of course we do, sir. Okay, what do we got? We're right at about 2 hours, guys. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Eli says, hell yeah, Davey, always think positive, especially about yourself. We only get one chance at this world, and to wake up in the morning is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Hell yeah, Eli. Yeah, you know, there's going to be times when you slip, but just, you know, reminding myself in those moments to me is like something I wasn't doing a few weeks ago. So I'm just trying to do that now. And yeah, Dude, all is well. MMA now. How are you doing? I hope everything's going well with you. Sending all the love your way, man. All the love. I know you guys are. You guys are too sweet. You know what I think. I've been here since the beginning. I'm an excellent judge of character. I sure do know what you think, Jamie. Yeah. Jamie, you probably know me better than anyone else here. Oh, maybe Ryan Michael might know me as well. See, Davey, I think that's part of why your channel is special. It's a very comforting space in many ways. And I think part of the reason is because you're so real about yourself. Yeah, you know, trying to maintain a little, like, not revealing so much that it crosses anything too crazy, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you know, you got to be open about certain things. And there have been times in my life, like during, you know, while I've had the channel, where there's just no, like, I had to talk about certain stuff, you know? So yeah, I mean, what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's like a comprehensive therapy. It's like you go to therapy and then I go to this therapy, or like, this is like church or whatever, you know? Thank you so very much, Lido. I appreciate you, man. I try to create a little something different here because that's just, you know, the way you're going to have longevity. What's the last great comedy movie that's been released? Great comedy. That's a good question, Ben. I'd probably have to see a list. Man, I don't even know. I mean, Fackham Hall was pretty funny. Naked Gun was pretty funny. Like, those, it's not like those are off the table or anything. I'm trying to think if there was one where I was really hooting and hollering in the theater. I mean, like, I loved Superbad when I saw that. That was like super raucous in the theater. That's been almost 20 years, you know? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question, Ben. I loved, like, Bridesmaids was really fun. You know, I don't know when that was, 2013 or 2014 or something like that. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Last Jedi guy. Like, I think The Last Jedi looks really good. It's a very well-made movie, technically speaking. I don't like the story. I don't like the way it's written. Yeah, I can't remember what year it was, but that one's pretty damn good. Yeah, I should have been in the trilogy more. Super Troopers 2. So I've not seen Super Troopers 2. And what, they're doing a third one now? At least I don't think I've seen Super Troopers 2. No. Role Models is really good too, Aaron. Yeah. I still need to see this because they're making a third one now. Superbad was so good, watching it in the theaters, literally laughing my ass off. I felt like, man, watching Superbad, even at that time, I was like, man, this is like the greatest teen comedy since Porky's. Like, I just loved it so much. I've never seen Game Night. I didn't see Tag, that other one that came out right around that time. I've heard Tag is pretty funny. It is really good. Crushing hard on her. She's a beautiful lady and she's very funny. Lido, did you know that she auditioned to be Sweet D in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? She tried out. She auditioned. Shaun of the Dead's really good. Super Troopers 2 has Tom Atkins in it. Say no more. It's moving to the top of the list. The Last Jedi does not exist. Well, it does. You know, it does, unfortunately. Yeah. I still like The Force Awakens. I think the rest of that trilogy is... probably never watch it again. Tucker and Dale's really funny too. Yeah. I only saw that maybe once. Welcome in, Rob. Hope you're doing well. Starsky and Hutch with Owen and Ben Stiller. Yeah. That one is pretty funny, but I'm like, what year was that? That's like early 2000s in the aughts. I'm trying to think of something like within the last like 10 or less years. That's what I'm trying to think of. Finished and on its way. Tag is great. Okay. Jeremy Renner does The Shocker. Is that what you're saying, Prince? I remember The Hangover. Oh, The Hangover is a lot of fun. Yeah. That's like 2009, I think, when that movie came out. Hated the sequel. Didn't even watch the third one as a result, but love that first one. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think it must have been around the same time she auditioned for SNL. I Love You, Man. I've seen that one. Yeah, that one was pretty all right. Oh my gosh, Wanderlust I've not seen, but I've seen that clip. Yeah. Force Awakens and Rogue One are peak for me. Star Wars fell off trying to follow them up. Yeah. Rogue One looked really good. Kind of just a big old fetch quest, you know? It's just like a video game. I didn't think there was much story in Rogue One. I didn't understand like why I was watching it. Like I'm like, it looks great. All that stuff is awesome. Like I love the world that it takes place in, but it doesn't add anything to the story. Anything that we need anyway. And you know, Jyn Erso is probably like the weakest female character in like any Star Wars movie because she is literally an object in that movie. Think about that. She is literally an object. The only reason why Jyn Erso exists in the plot is to get passage for other people so that they can do their shit. So I just thought that was really weird. I was like, what? This is supposed to be the Disney girl power era of Star Wars, and here we're just gonna turn the main female lead into basically a MacGuffin. Like she is the MacGuffin of the movie. I just like thought it was weird, but it does look really good. Like that opening scene's fucking awesome. Like that's some of the best Star Wars with the Death Troopers and Ben Mendelsohn like coming in. Like I love all that stuff. I wish the whole movie felt a little bit more like that. Man, I saw it like 4 times in the theater. I love The Force Awakens. I think it's really good. Never seen those two either. The Schwartz Awaken. Have a great night, Eli. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up as well. We are just over that 2-hour mark, but don't worry, guys. You know, tomorrow night, I'm taking the night off to see Obsession, but I'll be back on Thursday. So I'll see you guys then. And I don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll talk about some fun shit. Or maybe we'll do something zany and crazy. I don't know. Probably go and say Last Jedi is probably the best of the sequel trilogy, stylistically and in terms of bold choices. It does make bold choices. If that's how you're gauging it, then that totally makes sense. If bold choices in style are the terms, then I totally get that. Like for me, the bold choices didn't work, but they certainly do take bold choices. But I'm like, I've got my own things too, Brian. Like Halloween Ends is my favorite sequel in the Halloween series and the whole franchise because the bold choices in that movie do work for me. So sometimes it's just kind of like how it hits the individual audience member, right? The clip of him saying, I'm going to put my dicks in ya or whatever he says, all that kind of crazy stuff. I've never found myself in that position because reading always puts me to sleep. But I've read Jaws a handful of times and it's my favorite movie of all time. And I will say this, the movie is better than the book. It's not as like, the book has more to it, but a lot of the stuff that the book adds doesn't really need to be in there to tell the story. So I would say the movie is better than the book. You know what? One's pretty funny, not all the time, but in the last 5 years was Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I missed that one. But I guess you know, Deadpool, could we say that Deadpool is one of the best comedies lately? Like Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are both pretty funny. Shaun of the Dead is great, but Hot Fuzz is one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah, Hot Fuzz is great. Yeah. Hot Fuzz is a different kind of comedy. And I like the kind of style it is, but it's got that more subtle, you know, kind of sense of humor going on, where Shaun of the Dead's a lot more like kind of out in front with it. Stuber, Grandma's Boy, Tower Heist Ted. I don't know what that means. Horrible Bosses is really fun. I never saw Hall Pass, but yeah, I do really like Horrible Bosses. Look at Jamie flexing the eyesight and the theater muscles. Star Wars 77. Don't think the last trilogy is that bad. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll not be a wet blanket on the Disney Star Wars talk any longer. Take care, Airborne Rocker. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you have a good night. Rise of Skywalker was the last Star Wars movie I told myself I would watch in the theaters. It was pretty bad. Have a good one, Lenny. I guess that's going to be it for me too, guys. Everyone's dropping off like flies. Oh, damn. You got to pay her. You got to pay her, Jiggy. Through a super chat that's sent to me. I'm just joking. Do not do that. I read Thank You for Smoking after seeing the movie, both equally as good. Fight Club, I would say equally as good. There's a couple different things that happen in the book, or things are swapped around a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty damn accurate. And I would say like they're both equally as good. Yeah. I don't think anyone other than David Fincher could have made that movie, but also at the same time, he couldn't have made the movie as stylized as it was without the book being written the way it was. That's what I realized. I read Fight Club after watching the movie, and I was like, damn, the jagged, wild, anarchy kind of vibe that like the movie has, like that is all from the book, right down to Chuck Palahniuk, like breaking, like he like breaks structure rules as far as like paragraphs and sentences go. Like he actually breaks grammatical rules, but he does it as something that flows through the whole story. So as you're reading the story, like there are some jarring moments in the way that the text is laid out. And then, looking like I read the book after the movie. So I look back in the movie and I'm like, man, a lot of those crazy edits and the visual stylization of the film, I'm like, it's all informed probably based on what Fincher was feeling or noticing from the actual text when he read the book. So incredible like book to film adaptation with Fight Club. Bad Words is my last great comedy. Check it out, Davey. I've never even heard of that one. You have to send that over on the DM, G. Been trying to read 1984 and learning why most people who read it did so assigned reading in school. Yeah, dry prose. Well, yeah, Animal Farm's a lot easier to read than 1984, I would imagine. And you still get that Orwellian, take on like politics and stuff and society, stuff like that. Masked Haddonfield. If Scream movie was a remake, what about it? If they did a remake of Scream, maybe they would have to wait. You got to wrap up this story now, and then you could do a remake. Have a great one, Lido. Take care, brother. We'll talk soon. And I just want to make sure I'm all caught up. Looks like I am, guys. You have all been amazing. I want to go through the super chats here tonight. Rick B. Jammin dropped a $5. Jiggy with a $5 as well. Ryan with a $5. Sean G with a $5. Jigsaw with another $5. Jason Carpenter celebrating 5 months of membership, as is Joe from Media Poop Shoot. Eli Cortez, our Death Squad mod, is celebrating 21 months of membership. And Jigsaw closes out the night with a $20 super chat. Oh my goodness. Guys, the support is incredible. Thank you so very much. What's happening, Antonis, one of our great channel members? I'm wrapping up, Antonis, but feel free to scrub on back if you want to enjoy the stream. That's going to wrap it up here for me. Guys, just a reminder, tomorrow night, I'm watching Obsession. Thursday night, I'll be live, so keep an eye out for that. And then clear your schedules because Monday, May 18th, is my birthday. I'll be 44, and we're going to do a little birthday stream with a 3K celebration mixed in because, yes, guys, we hit 3,000 subs. How about it? Thank you so very much for helping us reach that milestone. And, man, let's see if we can get to 5 by the end of the year. Let's get fucking... You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's get crazy with it and have some fun. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. You all are beautiful. I love you guys. You know I do. And I'll see you on Thursday. So, Aaron Click is wondering if I'm going to blow out my neck this time. Blow out. Bringing that one back. But I won't, Aaron. I won't. I stay hydrated. I stay limber. You guys know how we end this, right? Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.